Hey everyone, welcome to the Marilyn Serrano podcast, your encouraging friend. Thanks so much for your valuable time. Let's grow, let's learn, let's become the best version of ourselves we can possibly be in our personal and professional life. Thanks again, and I hope you love the show. Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. I hope you guys are having a blessed week so far. Thanks for tuning in, and let's dive right in. So there's this famous quote by Maya Angelou that says, "You will forget what people say, but you will never forget how they made you feel." I was 12 years old when I had my first boyfriend. I was so deeply in love, you guys. Until one day, he wasn't answering the phone calls anymore. Fishy, right? I knew deep down inside something was wrong. And my intuition ended up being right. He was with another woman at the festival. Okay, not another woman, but another little 12-year-old. And just like that, my world was crushed into a million pieces. Well, a few days later, I went by my friend's house with my sister. Back then, one of my favorite desserts was flan. I loved flan. It is a cream caramel custard dessert. So there I am, crying my eyes out, and with a compassionate look, my friend's mom hands me a tray of flan. She gently says, "I made this for you. I hope you feel better." Let me tell you something. It's been 20 years, and I still remember how my friend's mom, Amelia, made me feel that day. I was picking our son up from school one day. "What's this?" I asked him. "My friend gave these to me," he said. It was an unopened bag of Nutella biscuits. We get home and we open the bag. Warning. Do not open a bag of Nutella biscuits, you guys. You know what? If you're in the store, do not even look at them. These things are so addicting. They are just so good. And you will finish the whole bag in one sit. Yes, I know. Terrible. Well, the next day I see his father. "Those Nutella biscuits were so good, John. Thanks so much." "Oh, now I know. I'll bring some more next time," he says. So a couple of days ago, at the time of this recording, picking up our son from school again, I see his friend, I see John, his friend's father, approaching us, and he has a huge bag in his hand. "You didn't think we forgot about you, did you?" he says, with a huge smile on his face. It was 2 packs of Nutella biscuits and a couple bags of cookies and candy. You see, John remembered. I was pregnant with my son, and I was working at the restaurant at the time. I loved my customers. I knew most of them by name. So there was a particular lady. Her name is Kayla. It was my last week at work, and I am by the front counter, and I see her coming in. "Hi, Kayla." She walks in with a huge gift bag in her hand. "Hey, Marilyn, I got this for you and your baby," she says with a huge smile on her face. She hands me the bag and gives me a hug. It is filled with lots of baby clothes in it. The cutest little things I had ever seen, you guys. All for my baby. You see, Kayla made my day at work that day. Has anything like this ever happened to you before? Has someone ever gone out of their way to give, to make, or to share something with you? Or have you ever done this for somebody before? A family member, a friend, maybe even a stranger? You see, words say a lot, but your actions say it all. Now, why am I telling you these stories? I'm sharing these stories with you because I want you to know your presence matters. Not your presence, your presence. Presence. Your actions matter. The little things you do that seems insignificant matters. Do you think that one person is going to forget how you took your time to make something special for him or for her? Do you think that person, whoever she or he is going to forget how you bought their favorite candy, coffee, whatever it was, just because? Do you think that person is going to forget how you helped them out for so many years in so many ways without asking for anything in return? Let me tell you something. That person, whoever he or she is, will always remember what you did for them. Those little small acts of kindness that came from your heart, just for them. You see, sometimes we think that the big obvious things are the most expensive things are what matter, but they're not. And sometimes people don't realize it at the moment. It takes them time to travel back and realize how those tiny little things were so meaningful. I have gone back in time and I have thought about those people who have put a smile on my face with the smallest little things. I will always remember my friend's mom, Amelia, and her delicious flan. I will always remember John for, going out of his way to get our favorite cookies. And I will always remember Kayla for thinking about me and my baby. And there are many more people who I will always remember because of how they made me feel, because of how they made my family feel. You see, it's the small gestures. It's the small things sometimes we think are no big deal. There's another quote by Maya Angelou that says, "Do the best you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better." You see, as I'm pondering on this, I'm thinking about all the times I myself failed to do this. At some point in my life, it was just all about me, my pride, my ego, what was in it for me, because I felt people were not being fair. I felt people would take advantage, and that anger would take over me. I realized this would not allow me to be the best version of myself I could have been. You see, I was blocking my own happiness. Have you ever felt that? Where you think, why should I if they don't? Why should I if they haven't? That's not fair. I'm not going to do that. They don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. You guys, I realized keeping score doesn't make anyone happy, especially you. You see, how we treat people matters. What we do for people matters. How we make them feel matters. I remember more of the people who who have been so good to me, to my family, than anything else. Those kind words, those thoughtful gifts made by hand, the time they took to help us out. Let me tell you something. Your big, beautiful smile can go a long way. You never know who may need it. Your appropriate joke can go a long way. You never know who needs to hear it. Don't hold back because of pride, because of embarrassment, because of laziness. Keep being the light in this world. People may be going through a lot more than you think. Not only that, but if you think about it, do you really know those around you? You see, it was Easter and we were over by my parents' house. We decided to play a game called How Well You Know Your Family. If you have never played it, I suggest you buy it and play it with some family or friends. You guys, you will have a blast. But let me tell you, I learned so much about my family that day. Not only that, but almost everyone participated. It was actually very interesting. The living room is filled with laughter, with oh and ahs, and I didn't know you like shoveling the snow. That was my favorite one. A few of us are doing planks, others are high-fiving. We had a blast, you guys. The purpose of this podcast today, this episode, is to encourage you not to keep score. To be the best version of yourself you can possibly be. You see, it takes awareness for this. It takes removing pride from your heart and not allowing your ego to take over. I know you are so much better than this. You are meant to live happy, fulfilled, with joy, not with anger, rancor, and madness. You never know whose life you can impact for the better with your presence, with your words, or with your actions. I'm going to repeat Maya's quote because I strongly believe that it's so important to do this. Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. Have a blessed week, you guys. Thanks so much. Hey guys, thanks so much for being with me here today. I hope to see you next week for another episode of Your Encouraging Friend podcast. Please be sure to follow the show and share this message with a friend so they can be encouraged too.